All right, in this video, I am going to show you exactly how to extract the correct information from the buyer leads coming in so you can know exactly specifically what they are looking for and you can tee up the properties to them with confidence. Okay, now if you see right here, I am inside the Flip to Freedom Academy. I'm of course at the dashboard right here. Now, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go over to Community Resources. And I'm going to open up forms and contracts. And I'm going to scroll down and go to buyer lead sheet. Click on that and then you'll see right here PDF buyer lead sheet. This is incredibly important. Now I got the investor buyer script / lead sheet. Now what we're going to do here is now when we are talking to a buyer, either the buyer is either calling in or the buyer has responded back to an email with their contact information and their auto response email, and you want to call them up as soon as you can. It doesn't have to be instantly because I know a lot of you are working jobs, so you don't have to call them up instantly, but you do want to call them up and at least interview them to try to get this information. Now this information is crucial to know exactly how to categorize them in your lead management software we're going to talk about in the next video, and also to try to figure out exactly what what type of buyer they are to determine if they're going to be one of your A+ or VIP buyers. Okay, so here's a script. I'm sure you open it, download it. Just get contact person would be obviously the name, the date, the lead source. This is very important to determine exactly where the leads have come from. You can see if it came from a Google AdWords campaign. You can see if it's come from Craigslist or Backpage or Kijiji. And what's going to happen is you're going to start realizing a trend when you start talking to these the investor buyers here, and figure out exactly where the best leads come from, and then you can do more of that. If you get a lot of leads coming in from Craigslist per se, then you can do more ads on Craigslist instead of changing up 1 or 2 ads a week. Maybe you have 5 ads and you just rotate those 5 ads every single week. And then you can be constantly on Craigslist every single day when someone goes in there and searches. So this is a good information to have right there. Business name might be their LLC, home phone, cell phone, work phone, email, of course. Investing location, you'd say obviously Phoenix, Arizona, wherever city you're in. And what type of houses are you looking for? Investment exit strategy. What are they? Are they a buy and hold investor? Or are they a rehab? And that's the biggest thing you want to find out there. If their strategy is buy and hold, they're going to have a much different buying criteria than someone for looking for a rehab. And it's funny because I talked to 2 different buyers today actually, and one was a buy and hold investor, and they're looking for cash flow, and they're looking for a specific area of town. And this area townhouses are in the $20,000 to $40,000 range. They can rent them for $850 or so, and they get great cash flow on it. And they're looking for the more distressed type of houses, that they can buy as cheap as humanly possible. Now, I also talked to another buyer today that is a rehab strategy. He's a fix and flip guy, and guess what? He doesn't even want to be in that area. He's like, hey, listen, just keep me out of this area and I'll be good. I'll buy anywhere else, but I just don't want to buy in this area. Because they know that everyone that's buying in there, investors that are buying in there, are not flipping properties. They're not adding a lot of value to the properties. They're putting lipstick on them and throwing a tenant in there for a long-term game plan. So 2 complete different strategies, and we want to figure out exactly what their investment strategy is, and basically just ask them, say, listen, are you a buy and hold investor or are you a rehab? Do you do fix and flip? And they'll tell you. Now, if they say, okay, listen, I'm a buy and hold guy, you say, great. Then you can start going into asking these questions. What is your realistic desired cash flow per month? Very, very important question, because if you have a property that's teed up and maybe it's closer to retail, and let's say theoretically you're going to do a subject to, or you're going to do an agreement for sale or a lease option, and they have an existing mortgage in place, right? Well, if they have an existing mortgage in place of say $70,000 and the property's worth $80,000 or $90,000, well, the goal is to be able to get that to cash flow correctly, by determining what the rent values are there. And you can figure out rental values easy. But you can have your realtor friend, which we'll talk about in the 3rd video, is building your team team, having a realtor go out and they can pull a certain area of town and pull all the rental comparables for that area and send it over to you. That's very important. So what is the realistic desired cash flow? Let's say they say $200 or $300 a month, $500 a month, whatever it might be. How much equity are you realistically looking for to get when buying a property and holding long term? A lot of the buy and hold investors right now are okay and comfortable with anywhere from 10 to 15% equity, or even less, depending if there's seller financing in place. What price point are you looking to buy a long-term rental property? They'll give you a range. Here in Phoenix, I know a lot of the buy and hold investors are looking anywhere from zero, and they can, $10,000 up to $50,000 because they know they can get it to cash flow quite well. How many units in the building you're looking for? Are you looking for multi-unit, duplex, threeplex, fourplex? Are you looking for big units, 5, 10, 15, 20plex, 100plex, whatever it may be? You'll find guys are looking for larger units, which you definitely want to notate that and keep that in your lead sheet, in your database. How do you plan on funding the property? Do you pay cash or hard money? Great question. Do you have cash to put down? Yes. How much do you have to put down? Okay, what type of neighborhood are you looking to buy in? Okay, and they'll give you like zip codes of areas that you'd like to purchase in. Number of bed bathrooms you prefer? Well, for a 3-bed, two bath. Any other specific request? One other question I'd ask in here is how if I teed you up a property today and it was your perfect property, had the exact cash flow, had everything you wanted, how quick can you close? And that is a good question to ask, and you can put it right there, figure out exactly how quick they can close. Because think about it, you're going to have deals that are, you're going to have a fast timeline to close. And guess what? In the notes, you can put that in there that they can close in 2 to 3 days if they have to because they have cash ready to go. Okay, so that's the buy and hold. That's the information you're looking for there. Rehab strategy. What type of rehab are you looking to do? A full gut, remodel, or cosmetic rehab? This is very important. We have investors on our database that like to do full-blown, they can do 50, 60, 70, $100,000 rehabs, and they're fine with it. We have other buyers that just like doing the paint, the carpet, the tile, some landscape, and that's it, maybe $5 to $10 to $15,000. But that's a big difference. When you're dealing with doing additions and getting city permits, and you're putting new roofs on, and you're pretty much doing changing rooms and floor plans around. Well, that definitely makes a big difference in what type of property you can team up. If you get this nasty property at a great price, well, you don't want to just do a cosmetic guy because he might not be able to handle that much work to it. Have you done rehabs before? Yes, hopefully yes. How many have you done? This is a great question because you can show their experience level. How much work and repair cost are you looking to do or spend on your rehab? Well, they're going to have a budget. They're going to say, well, listen, I've got $50,000, $100,000 to work with. I'm looking for a house that I can get hard money on, put $20,000 down, put the rest in the rehab, and I can in holding costs and turn around and flip it. You're going to have guys that have $50,000. You're going to have guys that's going to have millions of dollars that are looking to do this, and you just to ask the right questions. What price point are you looking to purchase the property? This is great. How many units in the building are you looking for? How do you plan on funding the property, cash or hard money? Do you have cash put down? Yes, That was the same as the other one. What type of neighborhood are you looking for? Number of bed and bath, any other specific terms in there. So that is some great information you can gather from your buyers. And it says wholesale strategy. What type of properties do you currently have available? Now, let's say a wholesaler comes up and they're calling off one of your signs, and they say, okay, here's my website, and this is how many properties I have available. What are you or your buyers currently looking for? Right? What areas of town, what price point, have you wholesaled properties before, will you be interested in working together to market other properties? So this is very good right here because you'll have other investors that will call you off your marketing, and when they call you, this is a good way so you can put them in the correct category to when you're dealing with properties. Because think about it, you might, and I usually go to these guys last. I'll go to my I'll go to my buy and hold guys. I'll go to my rehab guys. Now everyone's going to be on my list, of course. Now you could essentially make two different lists, but I don't. I have one huge buyers list with everybody on it, and I just notate if it's a fix and flip or notate if it's a buy and hold. But what I do is I have a VIP buyers list that I have the buy and hold guys and I have the rehab guys that I can call them first on a deal that meets their criteria. Okay, so wholesale strategy 2, I would go to these guys third. As soon as, let's say for example, I don't have anybody that wants to buy this, I put this out on my list and no one wants it, then I would go to the wholesale strategy of these guys right here to where I would call up my wholesale guys and then see if they can move it and we can split the profit. So that's my third exit plan if I can't sell it to these guys or via through Craigslist Backpage or Kijiji. All right, well, that's it for this video. In the next video, we are going to talk about managing your leads. I'm going to take you into an investor database that we use for free and how to manage all your leads correctly so you can pull them up on an instant and know exactly who you can call and what information, what type of properties we're looking for. All right, see you in the next video.